anger and understood that his self-esteem had no other outlet, so he asked him to seduce the mermaids and make them work. The knight immediately approached the mermaids, who tremblingly crossed their arms and looked at him, apologizing to the handsome man because they could not spend their time on anything except training and building muscle. Then Xavier stood next to the brown-haired man and they looked at the underwater city. The knight, with tears in his eyes, lowered his gaze and was perplexed. Xavier mockingly poked the knight with his finger and gloatingly mocked, as if the knight thought that he would really succeed, and, apparently, his face was not so handsome. Then Lloyd also wilted and became sad because the operation had failed and they had to go back. They walked along the seabed and the brown-haired man was puzzled by how they would dig up such a large piece of land because it would take many years. He covered his mouth with his hand and frowned intently, realizing that in 3 years one after another all these misfortunes would happen and he did not have much time. The brown-haired man looked back at his knight, who looked away and said that it was very hot here. They came to the edge of the hill and saw bubbling craters like a hydrothermal spring. He explained that the water seeped deep, heated by magma, and erupted. Lloyd's eyes widened in surprise. He remembered how Rodolphe poked his fingers bloodthirstily and reminded that mermaids get arthritis after 40. It was a bubbling hydrothermal spring made of stone spikes. The knight looked at the back of the brown-haired man, who turned to him. Lloyd bared his teeth with a malicious smile, looking back, and said that they would open a sauna here, because for a demonic sauna it is quite possible to make mermaids work like the damned. Hard work pays off. The main character was lying on his bed and was about to get up, holding his shoulder, because even though they said so, he still couldn't get much money. He went outside and touched the rain, because he realized that it was useless again, because there were many reasons for his work being cancelled. The brunette was stretching his injured shoulder, because his body condition was one of the reasons for the cancellation. He looked at the building under the rain squall and realized that the session was over and assumed that he could rest today. His blonde friend under an umbrella came up to him. At that moment, he was smiling sarcastically under the umbrella and asked him why he was showing off such a pathetic